G'day champions, I'm Jax, this is J&D Creations, and today we've got another Aussie tool review for you. Before we kick off this segment that I know you all love so much, why don't you go ahead and get subscribed if you're not already. Ring that little notification bell too, because YouTube loves telling me that most of you guys don't even bother with that notification bell, and they reckon it's quite important. And if you're feeling extra generous, you could give this video the old thumbs up before we even kick off. If not, that's fine, I won't hold it against you. So, I'm guessing you're here because the title reads something along the lines of, Sorby ProEdge, is it worth it? I don't know what I'm going to call this video actually, that doesn't sound too catchy. But let's head on over to my ProEdge and we can have a look at it. Now, the Sorby ProEdge is a bit of kit that I wanted for a very, very long time, and honestly, I never saw myself getting one. They are extremely expensive, coming in at just under $1,000. But what they can offer the woodworker, I think it's second to none. Now, first and foremost, I began as a wood turner. This sharpening system is specifically designed for wood turners. In saying that, it is fully capable of sharpening your plane blades, bench chisels, and all the way through to your kitchen knives. Anything. It can sharpen anything. It's just specifically designed to make it easier for wood turners. One of the main benefits for wood turners is the fact that when you buy this machine, it comes with all the jigs you need for wood turning. When you compare that to something like the Tormek machine, you need to buy the machine and then you need to buy each individual jig. And almost straight away, you're already paying more than you would for the ProEdge. Granted, they are extremely different systems. Some people will swear by a slow speed wet grinder, some people won't. It comes down to personal preference, so today I'm just going to run you through what I think about the ProEdge. Now I will need you to forgive me just a little bit because my ProEdge has seen better days. It does have a bit of surface rust on it, and that's just got to do with the location that I live in. But everything I'm going to show you today comes included with the ProEdge for that one price, bar one accessory. And that accessory is this piece of metal right here, your Pro Set. I would go as far as saying that this is an essential purchase if you have a ProEdge. Will it work without it? Yes, most definitely. Will you get absolute repeatability on your bowl and spindle gouges? Unlikely. There's no reason you couldn't make something that does the same thing, but off the top of my head, I think this runs at about $35. You screw it straight into the bench next to your ProEdge and you're good to go. Now there's a plate on the front of the machine, nice and easy to read, with all of your angle layouts on the machine. It tells you which holes correlate to which angles and which angles correlate to which tools best. Now obviously the angle that you cut your bevel is complete personal preference, but it doesn't hurt to have some advice there, especially for a rookie woodworker like myself. So changing the angles of your bevel on here is super easy. You just loosen these two bolts here and you can slide this plate to whichever hole correlates to what angle you're searching for on the plate at the front here. For example, 15 degrees, lock it in at the top there, and I know that this angle here is perfectly on 15 degrees every time. You got these two jigs that come with the machine. This one's for your skew chisels. This one's designed for your bowl gouges, but I also use this as a straight 90-degree reference to do any of my bench chisels and plane blades as well. How easy is that to get a mirror finish? Now when it comes to your turning gouges, your fingernail grinds and that sort of thing, it's really easy, about a 5-minute setup if that. All you do is take this plate off, connect these to the system, your gouge goes in here and you're good to go. This is where your Pro Set comes in handy. So you can see this gouge here, I've got a fingernail grind on there. What I do is write the number that correlates to my Pro Set on the bottom of the chisel. You simply take the jig, slide the chisel in, hold it flush against the Pro Set, Slide it up until it maxes out on the Pro Set, lock it down, and that is repeatability, just like that, plain and simple. Slot straight in here, and you are ready to sharpen at the exact same angle you left off last time. Mirror finish. Now I run a range of belts on this machine from 60 grit all the way up to 3000 grit. This belt right here is a 3000 grit. I keep this on and this is probably what I use the most. It's right next to my lathe so that I can just touch my chisels up every 10 to 15 minutes of turning. That was probably an exaggeration. Probably every half an hour to an hour. I should do it every 15 minutes. But we all know I'm impatient and I just want to get the project done. This, however, makes getting the project done a lot safer and a lot easier. You see this belt sander back here? This is what I used to sharpen my chisels on. Complete freehand, no jigs, absolutely dreadful results. Now, Robert Sorby is an English company and I actually had a look at this machine when I was over at Makers Central a few years back, and it is substantially cheaper to buy over there. However, considering how small it is, it has a lot of weight behind it, and getting it into the country at that time, flying back, it was gonna cost me an extra suitcase. So I waited till I got back to Australia. But that could be an option if you wanna get it cheaper and have the availability of some form of cheaper shipping. Although given the current climate of the world, I don't think shipping is cheap anywhere. Belt changes with this are an absolute breeze. Little lever at the top here, pull it down, belt comes straight off. Nice and easy. You can pick these belts up from Carbatec. I've even heard of people that get these custom made who want finer grits. At the end of the day, they are just a grinding belt. Tensioned and ready to go. So there's not a whole lot more for me to say on this one. At the end of the day, it's a sharpening system. It does one job and it does it bloody well. As you know, I don't particularly like to fill my reviews with all of the specs that you can find online yourself. I more just like to give you guys an in-depth feel of how I find the machine using it in an everyday workshop. And this thing is bloody brilliant. Easy to use is an understatement. Repeatability is fantastic and the results it delivers are second to none. If you're a wood turner, I would highly suggest this system over the Tormek system, purely based on the fact that it comes with the accessories that you need for the one price. Yes, that price is slightly more than a Tormek machine, but you don't get the jigs with the Tormek machine. You have to buy them separately, and that blows you over $1,000 anyway. The only added accessory I would highly suggest for this system is the Pro Set, because that makes repeatability on your gouges super simple, quick, and easy. The belts for the machine also aren't that expensive. I believe they kick off at about $12, and they really do last a long time. I've had this 3000 grit belt now for well over 6 months. It's still going strong and it is my most used belt. All in all, the Robert Sorby ProEdge gets my tick of approval. It's J&D certified, if that means anything to anyone, and I'd highly suggest it for woodworkers. It is promoted as a woodturners sharpener, but it is so versatile, you can do everything with it. It's the only sharpening system I've got in my shop, and it does my chisels and my planes and my wood turning tools, and even my kitchen knives. If you are interested in this system, I will have a link down below where you can head over to Carbatec's website and get yourself one. Trust me, your tools will thank you. And if your tools aren't sharp in woodworking, you aren't safe. So without a doubt, the Robert Sorby ProEdge was one of the machines I was most excited to bring home last year. It has upped my wood turning game. It's made it safer, more efficient, and just more enjoyable. If you're on the fence about buying it or you're not sure what system to go with, I put all my eggs in the Robert Sorby basket for sure. I'm super stoked with it. It does everything I need it to do, and I'm sure it even does a hell of a lot more. Now, as I said before, I'll leave a link in the description to Carbatec's website where you can check out more details on the specs of the machine and how to get yourself one if you want to. So I guess that's that. That's my opinion on a wonderful machine. If you're new here, guys, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that notification bell. I'm gonna leave a couple videos teed up just here for you that I think you're gonna enjoy. And until next time, stay safe and I will see you soon.